Good morning and welcome to the Georgian White Poppy. I am going to show you different things in my home that my husband and I have worked on together, starting with painting the floors and adding wood to this 1976 metal door. But for now, I'm just going to talk a little bit about my entryway and some of the things that I thrifted and how I styled them. For starters, I found this bench in a junk shop out in the middle of nowhere in the rural part of Ocalawa in Florida. And it was absolutely filled with junk. I brought it home and sprayed it with Easy Off oven cleaner, and then I scrubbed it and then, doused it with the hose. And this is really what it turns out like once you have used Easy Off oven cleaner. A lot of people have never tried it, and sometimes you need a second coat. I have not added wax or anything to this, but you could add a white wax or something to seal it if you wanted to. Up here, my husband made this little peg rail. We just bought the little pegs from Amazon, and he tea stained them. So basically, he put them in tea and wire wool and makes his own stain. And he did the same. He just painted this on the tea staining, which is, I think it's tea bags, peroxide, and wire wool. And the longer it sits, the darker it gets. So you can make your stain a lot darker the longer it sits in there, but I didn't want it too dark. So this is not that big and not that long. I'm actually going to have him make me a bigger one with corbels, so that is to come. He made the bunny and the hats here. I have just thrifted the hats from Goodwill and other stores. I use them all over in the spring and summer. For me, I am always thrifting books, and so I will just get some of these are, from the Goodwill bookstore. Some came from my grandfather. This one was just a regular old book that I covered to get it to blend in for the fall, the spring. And even though you would think this is just not the color you would use for springtime, when you blend it in with other books, it looks so pretty. You can just use all neutrals if you like. You can use blues. And then I just added a tea cup. This I have just made a little bow out of this felt ribbon. I have it here as well. And I have it on the door in the wreath. I found this at a yarn shop in Asheville, and it really comes in handy. I have it in several colors. These candlesticks I just find, you can find them on Marketplace or at a church rummage sale. They're always about, and I always look in Michael's, also at rummage sales. These happen to come from Michael's at the end of the season, and they're marked down. So that is so wonderful to have, especially when you're looking all season. You just wait till the end of the season and you will have no problem finding things on clearance. I just have a mirror here showing the reflection. I have mirrors everywhere. I found this darling little chandelier. I had a boob light up here, but it had to go, and I waited a very long time to find this chandelier on Marketplace, and it just is absolutely beautiful. I'll take a stand back so you can see it in all its glory. Architectural salvage is another thing I love to have in the house, and this piece I found at a thrift store for $15. It just makes such an interesting statement piece. I think this must have come from the top of a bed, but I'm not sure. Then I also found these pillars. I have them on both sides. And this was just a bed from a bed. I don't know what the right word is right now, but my husband, I had him cut it in half, and so it's just hung here on the wall, just adding some character and dimension. Now if you turn this way, I love to have my greenery and flower blooms stick out. Oops, I see my bow came down. I think the wind was quite picking up yesterday. And this was on my bunny. Here I am, always in my overalls, covered in paint most of the time. And then on this side, I just have two little bunnies and some more books in a crate. My grandmother's linens, a little basket I thrifted, and a bucket. I just fill it with greenery. And this is the view from this side. Up here I have another piece of architectural salvage. I found this and I don't think I paid more than $5. And I painted it white. And it just looks so darling above the door. This is my grandfather's self-portrait. Let me shut the door. There's a reflection. Oh, there's still a reflection. And then I found this sweet little shelf out thrifting, and I just thought it would look nice with a candlestick there. I also thrift canes. I borrowed a few from my dad, and then he wanted his canes back, so I just started looking for canes everywhere. I put the canes in a thrifted basket and just added a little greenery. And that is my entryway. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.